Good morning, Roy. Thank you so much for agreeing to be part of this interview. We are launching an exciting YouTube video series that actually aims to explore and share the experiences and perspective of employers in relation to training and employment opportunities for those on autistic spectrum. And I already briefed you that we are just getting the point of view and the experiences for the employers who have experience in employing autistic individuals. And you just said that you have somebody that you already employ. So if you would like to introduce yourself for the audience to understand who you are and
Of course. So my name is Roy Van Den Heede. I am the CEO of Diasbytes. And at Diasbytes, we are a software company. We build software solution for document management. So we have a lot of development power. We work a lot with AI technology, new technology. It's a very exciting field to be in.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much for the introduction and as well for what are you doing, which is very interesting. And now if we look at your motivation, what motivated you yourself as an organization to employ autistic people?
So we are in the software development field, as I mentioned before, and getting in touch with autistic people comes quite naturally in our field. Software development is a very, interesting field for autistic people to work in because it's very labeled, it's very blocked. There's clear jobs to do, and that's something that autistic people tend to like.
Brilliant. And then did you do anything different in your recruitment process to be more inclusive? Did you adapt anything in your?
Not specifically, but in all our recruitment actions that we take, we say that we are open to any kind of person that wishes to present themselves to us. Whether they are autistic or not, or any religion or anything else that they want to bring forward, they're welcome to do so.
Okay. And going on this recruitment process, how can you identify, for instance, from that perspective, an ideal work environment and the job characteristic as well for the autistic candidates? Because here I'm really wants to understand the general accommodation that you made and then what will be the potential barriers. I know there's a couple of things in there, but if you can, it would be great. Yeah.
From my perspective, the most important thing is that the job is absolutely clear to them, and that the borders of what they have to do are also clear perfectly for them. I think that those people, they need a clear frame of what they have to do and what they do not have to do, and that gives them comfort. So as long as you as an employer can provide that for them and also understand that they need those borders, I think you're perfectly fine.
Okay, and then in terms of the work environment, is that have you made any physical adaptation?
Not really, and I don't think that that's really required in our field. In other fields that would probably be the case, but for us, I mean, we don't treat them any differently. We're just one team and they're part of it.
And then that requires them coming to the office or working remotely?
They can work remotely and they can work in the office depending on the actual task they have to do. But that's the same thing for everybody else.
Brilliant. And now going to the staff, that how do you yourself in a company, how big is your company, right? How many people?
We're 16 people in the office.
Yeah, 16 in the office. So how did you prepare the other staff to support and to collaborate effectively with those? Did you do anything special for them?
Well, I think the first step was like awareness. Say, look, we had a conversation with somebody that might start working at Diasbytes. That person has a place in the autistic spectrum, and then we give them some details about that so they can do some research. But apart from that, nothing special really.
So would you see a benefit, for instance, to have like a training program for the colleagues, how to accommodate it, how to answer?
I think that would be beneficial, yeah. Especially, well, depending on the exact spectrum of the autism or the person that comes in. I think that could be very beneficial, especially in terms of how you communicate with that person. Autistic people have can have a very specific way of communicating or not communicating, and therefore, training all people internally would be very beneficial.
Okay, brilliant. Because I will come back to you with those digital training programs that will be launched on our website and are open source, and that will be interesting for you to have a look and see how the company will benefit from there. And because you already experienced this, what will be your message? What is, I want you to share, like, for instance, a good practice and examples of how your employees on autistic spectrum contributed to your organization. What was the parts that were really, you could see that was
well, actually, coming back to what I believe the thing that they need most is that frame, are those borders that they have to work in. We didn't quite work like that before. We had a more loose way of working and interpreting our tasks. And because we had to define that a lot stronger for that person, we actually started doing that for everybody. So they kind of helped us to bring a structure, to bring more structure to what we do. And that also helped the other people to work more efficiently and to actually be more happy in their job. So I think that's a very good, addition to what we did before, and a contribution from that person to our environment.
This is so brilliant. So, Roy, this is our extraordinary experience, and I'm sure that everybody who will watch this video will extract what is important to them as their employers and follow your example. What will be your message to the wider world, to the other employers? What will be your general message as a CEO and leading a company like this? What will be your message?
Well, in today's world, it's at least in IT, it's extremely hard to find the right people, right? So one of the things we have to do is be open for more diverse types of people, in a very respectful way, and looking at people with that fall into the autism spectrum is like a brilliant way of having more options, so to speak. And in a lot of times, it's only about adjusting specific times in your specific tasks in your own organization, just adjusting them a little bit, and even those small changes can allow more people to do the job, like more framing, more specific tasks, and then a lot more people can be working in your company. So I think we have to embrace that.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm sure that if will be any other series, we'll reach out to you. But for now, thank you for taking part on this interview, and then we wish you a lot of success in your company.
Thank you very much.